we're back in the game. Sorry about that. They got a little bit of a head start on us, so we're going to have to go straight into Champion Select. Immediately, though, Johnson County going straight for the York ban. Not surprising from the last game, as you can clearly see. With that being counterbanned by them banning Johnson players allowing. We see a Nasus ban by Johnson County. Is it Johnson County?
Yep, Johnson County.
And finishing off with an Oriana ban for Johnson County. So 3 bans specifically focused at the top and mid laners for Wolfe County. We see finishing off with Wolfe County Blues' first wave of bans being Yasuo and Jarvan. So now we go to the first wave of picks for Johnson County. This is their top laner. As noticed, this is one of the most aggro top laners I've seen of anyone that Wolfe County's played against, specifically in the fact that he's taking it as he locks in Lucian. So it might be a Lucian top lane as well, but he might be locking in Lucian for his ADC. As we see a Vayne lock in from Cody for Wolfe County in the top lane, we see Nunu being locked in potentially again. Yeah, Nunu being locked in again for Wolfe County. That is about 4 straight games in the last couple weeks of Wolfe County playing. Them having Nunu as their jungler. Nunu is a very scary jungler if you've seen the last few games. And again, going with the Xin Zhao jungle for Johnson County as their last pick for their first wave of bans for Johnson County, being their mid laner, as they go to select their champion. Katarina last game did fairly well. She might go back with Katarina again, although she might pick something different, maybe something more team fight based on dealing with whatever happened in that last. Oh, she goes LeBlanc, a heavy burst mage mid laner. So this will have somebody that the mid laner for Wolfe County picking Kennen again. And ironically enough, though, Kennen, if he's played pretty well, is a very hard counter for LeBlanc. Not a lot of people know this, surprisingly enough, with the fact of his ultimate being able to mainly completely shut down the fact that she can jump so much. As we now go back to the second wave of bans, starting with Wolfe County Blue, their top laner Cody, banning Maokai. Maokai's very good CC tank to ban. So that was a fairly good ban on his part. We go back now to the ban for Johnson County as they lock in their first ban for the second wave. And the ban they lock in is Alistar. Ooh, that's another one targeted. Really good ban on their part. Alistar was a very strong player for Wolfe County last game. Jeremy was really good at following up with his team as well as focusing down the right people in those team fights. So a good ban on Johnson County's part, and as well as with Wolfe County finishing off their ban with Darius, strong top laner to ban 2, and the last ban coming around to Johnson County. Probably gonna be focused more towards their support for Wolfe County, seeing that they've already locked in there. And they lock in Jax for the ban, surprisingly enough. 3 champions that are pretty strong in favor of the top laner. As we see a Sona lock in for support for Wolfe County. Sona's got a lot of poke, as well as some pretty good team fight ability with her heal, as well as her movement speed boost. And we see a Fiora lock in for Johnson County. Fiora is a very, very hyper carry top laner if she gets fed. Her amount of lifesteal is absolutely disgusting. And we finish off with a Lux lock-in for Johnson County. Potentially? Yep, Lux. Well, so Lux being a Lux support. Lux is a very aggro support. And we finish off with a Scion for the top laner, or for Cody, for Wolfe County this game. Wait. No, is that? We have a Sona. Wait, no, never mind. Okay, I was gonna say if we had a Sona in the top lane for Wolfe County, that was gonna be a kind of surprise because AP Sona is very scary. But we have Sona we have Scion in the top lane for Wolfe County here. So in terms of the team comp for this situation, we also have a very strong CC based team comp in favor of Wolfe County. A very strong, late game potential. Although they have a couple of champions on Johnson County that are more specifically geared towards late game, but not so much in CC. Fiora being really scary with her lifesteal, as well as Lux with her ultimate that has a very low cooldown late game. But aside from that, though, Wolfe Kenny does have favor in terms of their team fight potential as well as the amount of damage they can output. Kenny with his ultimate, Nunu with his ultimate, and CC, Sai with his ultimate, Sona with her ultimate as well as team helping potential with her heal and movement speed boost as well. So we have a good amount of a slight favor for Wolfe Kenny again in this game. As we get now to the 3-minute delay.
Okay, so we've got the same lineup here as we had for the first game. Cody Sargent in top lane, who got that pentakill last game. Jarrett White and Jeremy McKinney down in the bottom lane at ADC and support. Then we have Brendan Bush in the mid lane and Cameron Caskey rounding out in the jungle. And we'd like to thank our sponsors again today, Appalachian Wireless, Farmers and Traders Bank, Licking Valley, Rural Electric, Whitaker Bank, and Sweetheart by Stephanie.
Go back to the... Yeah, that's fine. And when that gets to 0.
Yeah. So, based on the teams here, it's again looking pretty similar to the layout for last game. I do like, however, the specific focus towards Wolfe Kenny Blues top laner in terms of those bans going towards the York, Nasus, and Jax. 3 very strong champions that Cody's very familiar with playing. Although he has been known to play some fairly trollish champions as well in his in the last series of games last week. He played Shaco top as one of his games too, in his second game, which managed to work out very well in his favor too, managing to get fed in that. He's a very well-established top laner for this team, dealing a lot of damage for someone who surprisingly plays one of the more considerably tamer lanes in League. He manages to take that and flip that completely upside down, making it a very action-packed lane for what it is. But him having to deal with Fiora, on the other hand, is going to make it a little bit of an issue. The amount of poke and her lifesteal is going to be very annoying to deal with. But Sion, with his heavy amount of tank that he builds, as well as the surprising amount of damage that he dishes out for being a tank, might be what manages to upset this in his favor in the top lane. The junglers are fairly even. LeBlanc does have a large amount of burst in the mid lane, but Kennen, as well, is a hard counter to her if played well. His CC will be able to stop her. His stuns, if he can manage to refrain from being poked as hard as he was last game, which is going to be harder considering LeBlanc a lot easier at poking Kennen than Katarina, then he might have a slight issue. But if he can manage to stay back and play off of his abilities and out Trader, he'll be able to win those fights no problem. Lucian versus Vayne is an interesting matchup. They're both fairly mobile ADCs. Vayne has the reputation for being slightly more bursty than Lucian, but Lucian still has a fair amount of burst with his passive double auto attack. As now the delay is over, we move back into the game. Let's go ahead and switch over to the main camera. Yeah, pretty sure I did it right. I think I clicked it the right time.
So how is LeBlanc late game? I know early on she's really bursty and kind of scary against squishier mids, and does that really carry over into the late game?
In terms of her late game, if she's kind of like Draven in the fact that if she gets that early lead, she's going to be an absolute monster late game, able to two-shot no problem. But if she gets shut down pretty early, like I said, like Draven can, then she's going to be borderline almost useless in the late game. So she's a fairly high risk, high reward in terms of, you want to play a little bit more aggro in the early game to get you that advantage, so she can have that late game domination, as well as a surprising amount of CC for a mage of her style of fighting. And now we're loaded into the game. Both the fountains have been left, and the teams now move to their respective positions. We see Nunu starting on his team starting in the same on the same sides. We see Johnson County starting on red side. Or no, actually no, it's swapped. Johnson County now starting on red side.
Are we going to see an invade here from the Wolf's Blue?
Yeah, we see now as we see Wolfe County's top laner and jungler going into enemy's top lane jungle as well. Kennen following suit potentially as Fiora sits there and watches out for them to help out their jungler. Vayne and Sona sitting at Nunu's blue buff, waiting out in the event of an invade. Kennen sitting in the top lane pixel brush, waiting out.
It looks like this is a pretty high-risk maneuver from Wolfe County, but if they can pull it off, it will definitely give them an advantage in the early game that they need.
Now we see Kennen now moving towards mid lane after warding Pistol Brush. Fiora staying towards her top side, moving towards lane now. Yep, now she moves towards lane. Not moving out of vision of her jungle as Nunu and Sion go to secure a completely unknown blue buff from Johnson County. As their Johnson County's ADC and support move to lane now. Nunu and Sion taking blue buff unknowingly.
And we may see an early gank here.
Oh, yeah, we see an early gank. We see Nunu and Sion moving into the top lane. Nunu landing. Oh, Fiora dashing out of it. Sion landing the Q with the Nunu snowball coming back around. Nunu them landing the burst. Nunu having to walk away, sadly, as Fiora dashes. Managing to get her dash ability first. Usually people, from what I've seen a fair amount of people take the parry first, surprisingly enough. Although it makes sense to take her dash. It allows for her to get her passive off on people a lot easier.
But that right there is definitely Wolfe County knowing how they need to play it. Cody is already a level ahead of Fiora and pretty much shut her down for the next couple minutes with that early gank.
Nunu now moving towards Nunu now moved into his jungle in his top lane, going for his red buff, securing that as he now moves towards mid lane. Moving towards the enemy jungle again. No, as he goes to remove a ward. A ward? Yeah, I think he's going for a ward. Kennen being fairly aggro in the mid lane. Sion landing a fear or a scream, going with the Q, but not a full Q, so it's just the slow. Xin Zhao moving towards mid lane, doing one of those early ganks like he did in the last game. Kennen dashing away. Nunu coming in with the follow up, getting a snowball landed on Xin Zhao as Kennen manages to land an auto and a Q on Xin Zhao, forcing him to back off.
Yeah, Johnson Central's not going to get those easy ganks that they did in the early game last game. Wolfe County definitely learned.
Yeah, Kennen's going to become a lot more aware of his surroundings, specifically watching for those early ganks from Xin Zhao. Nunu moved into his jungle, going for his wolf camp. As bot lane, Wolfe County is being fairly aggro or as aggro as they were last game. It's a good thing to do. Kennen managing to proc off his electrocute on the Leona in the mid lane. Lux landing her E on Sona and Vayne as LeBlanc mid manages to land a root on Kennen, getting a trade off with her electrocute as well. Lux warding her tri-bush. Sion having to back off a little bit to get that farm a little closer. Nunu moving towards bot side jungle.
Yeah, that Lux Q is going to be dangerous. It has a really long range and can lock down both champions at the same time.
Missing her either that time. She's going away in the Q, which will be able to do a fair amount of poke damage to both of them. Sion activating his shield as it goes in to do some damage to Fiora as she dashes away. He managing to land his E, however, doing a successful slow against Fiora. Both lanes, Nunu being absolutely a menace to this Xin Zhao, though, just taking his jungle entirely, going for his Krugs at this point.
Looks like he may get caught out here. I don't know if he will be able to. No, he is
Xin Zhao
far
flashing
too low.
for it. Nunu getting towards Wolfe, getting his bite off as he has to flash over wall. So both junglers trading flashes there. Leona landing her E, as well as following up with a Q for a large amount of damage. Lucian throwing out his W for that little bit of poke, and proccing off his passive for that enhanced double auto attack. Kennen being absolutely aggro in the mid lane, landing a Q as well with an auto and a W. for some good trade there against the LeBlanc sitting mid lane having no mana, managing to still trade pretty well with Kennen. Sion being very aggro on the top lane, having his minions pushed under her tower again. Xin Zhao moving towards mid lane again from the bot lane recently. Wolfe Blue having to play passive, pushed under their tower, getting clipped by the edge of a Lucian W.
Looks like that Xin Zhao's coming in for another gank. Let's see, Nunu's going to be coming in right behind. Let's see if there's some follow-up with it.
Xin Zhao backing off immediately as Nunu comes in from behind, managing to land the snowball. Kennen coming in with the poke, the stun, as he manages to secure first blood with his ultimate. Well, some people consider him blowing his ultimate there unnecessary, but the fact that he secured that kill was, I would say, entirely worth it. That first blood is a pretty good amount of gold. As we see all the laners moving up, let's check the farm at the moment. Sion having a slight farm advantage in the top lane, given that he's still playing very aggro against her. Nunu and Xin playing about the same. Kennen having almost a 10 farm lead. This is a very different turnaround from earlier, from last game for sure for Kennen, but definitely an improvement. Vayne having almost a double. Vayne having a twice as much CS lead in the bot lane against Lucian. Absolutely surprising, and both supports managing to avoid taking any farm from their respected ADCs. As we now see as we see Lucian, Xin Zhao, and Lux moving towards the jungle, going to remove a ward. They could have had the potential to maybe start dragging, but it wouldn't have been worth it with the fact of Wolfe County's bot lane as well as their jungler being there right behind to follow up and potentially steal it. Now we see Sion being half health with no mana, being forced to back from top lane, giving Fiora a bit of a chance to farm. But that's going to be a risk he's going to have to take to get some damage. As Nunu lands a snowball, managing to make that curve, but getting some damage turned back onto him by the Lux, landing her root as well as her Q. Kennen being aggro more in the mid lane, managing to poke down Leona or poke down LeBlanc, forcing her to back. And now being able to secure some pretty free farm in the mid lane. Lucian and Lux sitting in the bot lane, having to play defensive from Wolfe Blue's ADC and support. Lucian sitting there with no farm. Xin Zhao coming into the bot lane, maybe for a gank. Nope, they are too far out of range. He's not going to be able to engage upon that. Surprisingly enough, that was a pretty good decision to leave. That ward definitely gave Wolfe Blue the vision that they needed to make sure that they didn't get unnecessarily caught out there. There's a definite ward improvement to this game already, as we see 2 wards in the top lane bush for Wolfe County. 3 wards now, actually. Wolfe County, yeah, top lane's definitely has been a lot more securely warded. Kennen getting some very strong poke off that LeBlanc. As Fiora moves into the jungle to remove a control ward set by Sion. She moves in now to do a little bit of damage to Sion as Nunu takes his wolf clamp, moving through mid lane towards top to probably go for the red buff. Fiora going in, managing to land a large amount of poke. Oh, activating her ultimate on Sion, managing to get one of her passives off. 2 of her passives off. She's going to get the third. No, she's not, because Kennen's going to, as well, surprisingly enough, Kennen having to back off from a third gank from Xin Zhao this time. Fiora's ultimately useless in that fight that she just had. Bursting down Sion. Sion getting his slam down hard on Fiora, managing to juke out her, Sion activating the ultimate, missing his ultimate, managing to get the slam down. Fiora flashing away, Sion flashing away as getting ignited from Fiora, but sadly dying to the Sion as Kennen dies from LeBlanc in the mid lane getting ignited. Sadly enough, a 1-for-1 trade, but Sion definitely needed the kill. Nunu going in on the Xin Zhao, Xin Zhao turning around, Nunu ulting, blowing his ultimate, and managing to absolutely shred Xin Zhao with that ultimate damage as he burns the snowball barrage, managing to take out Xin Zhao. Disgusting damage from our prominent jungler from Wolfe County. Very, very good play there. Very strong. As Sion manages to secure a free tower plating from top lane. As he goes to steal blue buff again from Xin Zhao, just managing to completely cut him off from that blue buff, already having double buff from killing him right there in that last fight. Absolutely just completely shutting down Xin Zhao in the jungle. He's going to be a lot more reliant on having to gank to get his damage back up. Leona Lux landing the stun root or the root Q combo, ulting, doing a lot of damage there as Lucian follows up with the ultimate, but neither one of them securing a kill. As Fiora goes into the bush, while Sion managing to back at the right time before getting his back canceled. a lot of damage coming from that Johnson County bot lane there. They're playing a lot more of a poke bot lane, which might be able to shut Wolfe County Blues bot lane out pretty early if they keep doing so. LeBlanc landing the root, but sadly not being able to get it to activate on the Kennen as he manages to dash away with his E. Scion doing a lot of damage to that minion wave in the top lane. Fiora just poking him down little by little with that crazy amount of damage that she does, surprisingly enough. She going back in. Oh, she activates her ulti again on Scion. Scion activating one passive, two passives. Scion staying back, she parries his scream. As Nunu comes into the bot lane, we have a landing the snowball on Lux. Sona staying back, landing the ulti to take the kill of the Lux. Oh no, the Condemn managing to throw Lucian out of the Nunu ult, but Nunu still managing to secure the kill. Scion top lane being poked as he misses his Q on Fiora as she dashes out of it. Kennen being more aggro on the mid lane as Scion goes to remove a control ward placed in the top bush. Oh, Kennen going in, forcing Sona to flash as Nunu goes for the dragon, as well as the bot lane. Sona taking honey fruit to get some of that health back. Nunu doing a large amount of damage, chunking that dragon. Scion taking the scuttle crab as him getting engaged by the mid laner as well as the top laner, forcibly, sadly taking down Scion. Him activating his passive now, going down to bursting down Fiora, but sadly not going to be able to do anything to her. Kennen and Nunu going to the top lane, or towards topside river, trying to see if they can follow up and do anything, but sadly not. Did they secure the dragon? No, sadly enough. Oh yeah, okay, they did secure the dragon. It's about a 2k gold lead. Leona almost destroying Lucian. Lucian managing to get off his ultimate, forcing Vayne to condemn him away as he secures the kill on Sona. It's currently 3-5. Still about a 1,000 gold lead in favor of Wolfe County. Let's check the farm difference right now. Top lane having about a 10 CS difference. Junglers are about within the same tolerance. Kennen having about a 10 CS difference. Oh, as Kennen gets ganked in the mid lane from Xin Zhao about the 4th or 5th time now. Xin Zhao just really does not like this Kennen at all. Lucian down about 10-15 farm from Vayne, and the support's managing to just stick along for the ride. You see now Fiora back into lane as Kennen sits poking. Nunu taking his Raptors camp. Kennen ulting the Lux, getting off the stun, or the LeBlanc, as Nunu follows up into the mid lane. Are they going to manage to secure the kill? Sadly not, because she's going to manage to dash away from it. Zinja following into to the mid lane, however, is he going to be able to engage on a 2v2? As we see Sona or Fiora going in on the Scion top lane. Scion bursting her down, some pretty good amount of damage trade there, activating his shield. She dashes out of the side, missing his Q. As the shield explodes, doing some good damage to those minions. Both bot sides playing passive. Scion landing his Q this time. She didn't have a chance to dash. Her activating her ultimate. Scion having to play passive now because she's going to get those passed off. He manages to miss the Q. She dashes in on it, igniting him as Scion has to run away. Managing to miss the Q, sadly, as she finishes him off. Xin Zhao killing Sona. Vayne following up with the kill. Nunu activating his ultimate, finishing off the Lucian. Leona or Lux running away as we see LeBlanc trying to get away as well. Nunu's going to be able to finish off the Lux, maybe, as he manages to finish her off, getting a double kill. Vayne getting chased by Xin Zhao. Nunu following up from behind. He's managing to stop her. That's 2 passive autos. Flashing behind the wall. What a good play from Vayne. Managing to get that auto attack off. Nunu securing that kill. What a good play from Vayne there. Managing to flash that backwards direction, not having a chance to... LeBlanc staying in that bush, maybe looking for a chance to get a cheeky kill here on the Vayne. No, she's going to have to be forced to back, sadly. Nunu moving back in the lane now. Kennen being able to push up. Farm pretty easily now with the lack of having to deal with LeBlanc for about a good 15 to 20 seconds, so you better take advantage of that as much as possible. Scion in the top lane having a much harder time to deal with Fiora than versus the Alawi. Surprisingly enough, though, Alawi being a lot tankier, Fiora just managed to heal back way more damage. Kennen and Nunu now going for the Rift Herald again, as well they did last game. Scion now following up too, using that blast cone to get over the wall to help him out. LeBlanc going back to mid lane. Xin Zhao moving into his jungle, taking his Wolf camp. Fiora moving into top lane under her tower, trying to get back to lane to farm. Sion and Kennen and Nunu just getting that Rift Herald absolutely no problem at all. They now secured as Sion ults into the top lane. Nunu going in well. Fiora flashing over the wall, dashing. Nunu missing a snowball. Sion coming in with that Q, landing the Q. Or Nunu following up with snowball barrage. Fiora parrying. Xin Zhao following immediately with the ultimate. Nunu coming in. We see LeBlanc coming in from the mid lane. Kennen's going to hopefully follow as well. We see Nunu getting the knockup. The dash. The ultimate from Fiora. Ultimate from Nunu. Oh, as Nunu is sadly taken down by Xin Zhao. Sion coming in. Oh, Kennen coming in with the flash ignite. Is he going to manage to get it down? Sion getting the kill on Xin Zhao. So it's a 2-for-1 trade there, sadly. Or actually, no. Yeah, 1-for-1 trade in that fight right there. Both junglers being taken out. Bot lane having a lot of damage. Kennen getting the poke down as he lands a Q, but getting rooted away from the LeBlanc. If they play this well, they could theoretically tower dive that and manage to get both of them. But that's a risk they're probably not going to be willing to take, as Vayne getting hit by the root and the Q from Lux. The absolute crazy amount of poke coming from the Johnson County bot lane is just really a big issue for Wolfe County's ADC and support. The goal difference is now almost 3,000 in favor of Wolfe County. A 9-6 kill difference in favor of Wolfe County as well. Being up, having an Ocean Drake. Lux landing the root Q combo again with that ult, just doing a crazy amount of damage in that just small amount of burst. Nunu coming in from the side, managing to not be able to follow up very well because he's getting rooted by the Lux. Kennen as well coming down to the bot lane, maybe just going to get off a Q as well. But he's going to be hit by the edge of the Leona or the Lux root as he has to walk away. Sion actually managing to somehow get his first turret as he has to flash and ult away to make sure that that Fiora doesn't get that kill. We see now Wolfe County going for the dragon. Kennen, Sona, and Nunu trying to take it. We see a Q thrown over the wall as well. We see as Wolfe County manages to secure the dragon, we see a follow-up from LeBlanc, but it's not going to be very well because she's going to be taken down by the Sona. As Sion top lane manages to poke down a good amount of damage on on Fiora, managing to land that Q. Fiora coming in for some more damage, parrying to the side. Oh, activating her ultimate on Sion. Sion having to back off a little bit as the passive's getting procced off on him. He's going to be able to walk away from it. As Nunu drops the Rift Herald in the mid lane. Nunu chunking that tower absolutely just down to nothing. Getting another tower. Being up now Wolfe County up 2 towers to nothing. Landing the snowball. Kennen ulting, but having to back off. Proccing it off, as well as Xin Zhao ulting. Nunu ulting the Lux. Half-healthing her as he has to run away from her in their jungle. Kennen doing a crazy amount of damage. He's going to flash in for this kill. He's going to flash in for... Xin Zhao coming in for the dash. Kennen having the barrier as he gets hit with the Lux ulti. Being followed by 4 people. Is Kennen going to be able to get away from this, though? Kennen getting the double dash from LeBlanc, and LeBlanc sadly managing to get him. Having to use her ultimate to recast her dash there. Kennen failed to get the Xin Zhao due to the fact that almost their entire team followed up trying to save him, which good on Johnson County for managing to follow up and save one of their own, but a little rough, a little greedy there on Wolfe County's favor, or in Wolfe County's defense. We now see a 4-man from Johnson County securing that first tower for them, the mid lane tower. The tier 1 now drops as Nunu tries to defend but can't do anything. Sion ulting in from mid lane. Or as he gets parried completely by the Fiora, activating his Q, Sona coming in, landing the ulti on Lucian, Nunu activating his bite, Fiora again going in straight for the Sona, getting the kill on her with her ultimate. We now see Snowball Barrage, managing to throw Snowball, getting condemned against the wall by Vayne, getting a double kill from Fiora, getting ignited on there. We see a Lux ulti, as triple kill from Fiora. A lot of damage in that team fight from the Fiora. The one person who is probably the most to be worried about definitely in that fight. Kennen now as well just showed up in the mid lane. Although that was a rough team fight, considering the fact of the damage that Wolfe County dispersed to Johnson County, and it was a 2v4 that they fought from the beginning of it. So if Wolfe County had their entire team there, I would have said Wolfe County would have won that fight pretty easily. The goal difference now about 1,000 in Wolfe County's favor. 2-1 towers, Wolfe County's favor. 2 dragons as Nunu goes for the red buff. Both at 10 to 10 farm. Let's check the farm real quick. Fiora being 5-1 right now, having a 650 gold bounty on her head. Scion sort of being versus what he was last game, 2-3. However, though, on the other side of that, Nunu being 5-1 or 5-1 against Xin Zhao with a 10 gold or 10 CS lead. Kennen remaining ahead of LeBlanc in terms of farm with a 20 CS lead. However, LeBlanc being up a kill on him. Both bot lanes are being very passive, not contributing a ton to the team fights. At least the ADCs are, however. Vayne is still having about a 20 CS lead on Lucian and Sona and Lux with their team comp. I would say Lux having a slight advantage because of just the amount of the straight poke that she can deal and the amount of damage. Sona a little more utilitarian with her heal and her root ultimate. As we now see Xin Zhao coming down towards the bot lane. Farm, we see Nunu coming in with a snowball. Is going to manage to follow up with anything? Nope, he's going to sadly hit a wall. Lux missing her E, managing to clip Sona with her Q as Scion goes into his jungle, taking a little bit of damage from the thing as he gets jumped by LeBlanc and Fiora, but managing to ult away and completely neglecting all of that damage. Lux missing her E again. Nunu coming in. Are they going to be following up this time with another gank? Nunu landing the snowball on Xin Zhao. Vayne condemning Xin Zhao against the wall, but Lux managing to land an ulti on Vayne, and as well as clipping Kennen. Lucian activating his ulti there, but not really managing to get anything out of that trade. As bot lane tower manages to sit defenseless. As we see now, Wolfgang Blue moving into there and up towards mid lane, towards Bosside River. Lux missing an E. The snowball hitting LeBlanc as she manages to try and go in getting bursted, but getting wrecked by Vayne. Nunu activating his ulti, getting knocked up by Xin Zhao. Ultimate from Sona, allowing Vayne for another double kill. Vayne getting the triple kill as Kennen secures the kill on Lux. A good team fight there from Wolf County there, managing to give them just a good overall gold boost, making him almost a 2,500 gold lead. And now they're going to have a chance to secure an Infernal Drake, which is probably the best Drake to get in this game right now. Just the straight damage it gives to your team is going to be very helpful for them in the late game. Son having to play a little pass in the top lane, managed to keep Fiora there, Fiora has to back. And as Wolf King manages to secure an Infernal Drake. Good team fight on them, manages to get a good follow-up for just Wolf King coming out entirely on top in that team fight right there. Now forcing them all to back to him. He managed to trade out their gold they've earned. See what they can get. Fiora now having a 600 gold bounty on her head, still being 5-1. Overall, in terms of that team fight, Vayne definitely had a benefit of that for going from 0-1 to 3-1 in that one fight, making her now a very scary threat because Vayne is very well known in the League community for being a hyper carry ADC. She manages to get fed, and that right there is just a telltale sign of what's to come late game if this keeps it up at this rate, at least for her. We see the Xin Zhao, LeBlanc, and Lucian in the bot lane. Lux now coming back in. LeBlanc having to move back up towards mid lane. We see all but Scion and towards the bot side for Wolf County as they move towards the tower. Probably going to be a little defensive here. Nunu, as he goes in to defend the tower. Kennen and Sona as well. Vayne taking Wolf Camp from the jungle, ironically enough. Probably trying to finish out a little bit of gold that she needs to manage to buy an item. Scion coming into the bot lane. Moving into this bush that was warded, so now they all know they're there. Nunu going into the jungle, managing to throw a snowball, landing a double snowball on Lucian, forcing Lux to flash. Lucian dashing, Nunu activating his ultimate 3. A Kennen ulti as well follow up. Scion ultimate managing to get the kill for Kennen, managing to secure a double kill. Scion managing to miss his Q on LeBlanc and Fiora. Ironically enough, the two people who had the easiest chance to dodge that. So good follow up there by Wolfgang as Nunu just blows through mid lane, trying to get through there really quickly. Sona following up as well. They're going to try and get some of that free push in the mid lane as they go to secure another tower. So good communication on Wolf County's part here. Very, very strong teamwork, which is very appreciable for anyone who's watching, league competitive league games. Nunu now moving towards his top side, or towards Xin Zhao's top side jungle as he goes for the blue buff. Scion taking the Wolf Camp. Fiora sitting back, not really able to do anything. Moving up towards Scion is getting hit by his E, however, forcing her to be slowed. Nunu securing the blue buff. Oh, is he going to keep canceled in auto, sadly. As he gets knocked up, oh, that auto cancel really messed him up right there. As he gets 4-manned by the enemy team. Sadly enough. Him canceling that auto really didn't mess him up right there. As Sion has to back from the top lane. LeBlanc. 4 of them moving in. Are they going for a Baron right now? It appears that Johnson County's going in for a Baron, seeing how Wolfe County's lacking their jungler. Lux destroying the vision plant, giving Wolfe County less chance to see that. Well, Johnson County taking the Baron. However, Wolfe County having some the ability to follow Kennen backing. Vayne sitting over wall, or sitting over the wall. Sona having to back off. I don't think they'll be able to take it. Sion moving in as Johnson County is going to be able to secure this Baron without any resistance. Which, this does give them a, it gives them a good power spike for about 5 minutes. Baron, well, sadly enough, you know, it's going to be a good push potential for them, but if Wolfe County can manage to be fairly defensive, not letting them push as easily, Johnson County won't be able to utilize Baron much at all if they're not able to push with it. So we have another Infernal Drake coming up in roughly over a minute, as Wolfe County probably prepares to secure that. Having 2 Infernal Drakes would be very helpful for them because, I mean, although the fact that Johnson County just securing that Baron, Wolfe County having 2 Infernals will help them a lot with just having a lot of damage extra in the late game. Vayne, Sona, and Nunu moving towards bot lane. Sona giving a little bit of speed boost to them to help them get there. Kennen and Sion sitting mid lane as Lux, Fiora, and LeBlanc push into the mid lane. Nunu going into the mid lane, going in 1v2 as Sion ult follows up with the ultimate, getting parried by Fiora as Fiora ults Kennen. Kennen having to sit back. Nunu ulting, Kennen ulting, blowing his, or activating his Zhonya's getting knocked back. LeBlanc securing the kill on Kennen. Nunu killing Xin Zhao as Sion finishes Fiora. The double slam by Sion. Sona getting the kill on LeBlanc. Vayne getting the kill on Lucian as they follow up and giving Vayne a double kill, allowing her to finish off Lux for a double kill. That's another ace for Wolfe County. Very good team fight right there. Like I said, great follow-up from Wolfe County. Great team fight, great communication. They just know when to go in on who to focus, which is very essential in having a successful team. Wolfe County just decimating these towers, getting an inhib right there, and just pushing wave, no problem. They have nothing to stop them. As right now, Xin Zhao coming up, being the only person to be able to stop them. Point Fiora coming up in about 2 seconds, 1 second. Xin Zhao going with a little poke, not going to be able to do anything. As he tries to stop them from getting that second Nexus tower, Fiora going in, trying to burst some damage as they have to back off. Nunu having to back off. We see Lux ulti. We see Fiora getting shredded by the Vayne. That hyper carry Vayne. Double kill from the Vayne there. LeBlanc finishing off the Sion. Nunu just shredding. Or Vayne getting the triple kill on Lucian. Sadly getting wiped out though by the Lux. As Wolfe County is pushing. Are they going to be able to get this Baron? They're fighting for it, man. They're having the 2v3. Nunu getting the kill on no, he's going to not get the kill on LeBlanc. As Sona is just sitting there poking the Nexus. No one's stopping her. We see Kennen coming in from the back. He's going straight for the Nexus. Is not being able to shut down as they secure the Nexus for the win. Good job, Wolfe County just sitting there. Johnson County just sitting there completely letting Sona just poke it down, completely ignoring it. That's a major fault of their part. But Wolfe County just coming in with that kill, that one team fight managing to end the game. So good on Wolfe County for that.
He knows this. Okay, great matchup there with the Wolfe County Wolves defeating Johnson Central. We're here with our player of the game, our team captain, Cameron Caskey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Impressive victory there. What were your thoughts there as you took down the Nexus?
Well, you know, when we took down the Nexus, I kind of didn't do very well and kind of stopped focusing the Nexus and try to get those kills, but our team ended up actually taking it. It's a pretty clinched moment.
So you finished this match with, it looks like 7 kills, 3 deaths, and 17 assists. So you were all over the place, giving help everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
What were your game plan there as you were making that final push? Did you think you were going to get all the way to the end, or did you just kind of play it out?
You know, I thought that we would definitely be able to end there, but I wasn't completely sure because our respawn timers were a little bit quicker than I would have liked. But, you know, they had the Baron buff, and we couldn't go get Barons, so I just decided it would be more worth it to get the inhibitor and the 2 Nexus towers at least. And if we had to back off, we would have. But it looked like we were able to get that dub.
So, any thoughts on the season so far?
It's going really smooth actually. Our communication is great. Jarrett's doing good. He's a new member of the team. Just started playing this season with us, and he's been doing extremely well. He exceeded my expectations by a ton. Jeremy, Cody, they're all doing great, and Brendan's stepping up to the plate a lot more recently, and he's just been able to pop off on all these games. And
Brendan's had an incredible last few weeks. I mean, we're so
for
proud of
sure.
him. I'm so proud of all you guys here. This sets our game record at 6-0 officially, and our match record at 3-0. So this is going to make us climb up in the rankings. We should be, of course, we'll still be tied for first place, but we'll definitely be one of the 5, 6, 7 teams left in the state that are undefeated.
Yeah, for
So an exciting season here. Cameron, good job once again.
Thank you.
And good luck next week and as the rest of the season unfolds. So
It'll be a fun
everybody,
one.
we'll be signing off until next week. Make sure you like and subscribe this video and keep up with our Wolfe County Wolves esports all season long. This is Coach Evans. We'll see you next time.